Hey everyone, it's me, Umbra, and guess what? We are going to take a little bit of a look at more. I know that a lot of globalers have already done polls. I've heard that some people have gone close to, if not pitying. And for them, I say, well, that sucks. Nobody likes going to pity. Whether or not the character is the best character or not, that always needs to be seen, especially with a new global exclusive character. So I'm taking a look at this character from a viewpoint of the JP side, whether or not I would pull this character. And you know what? Jokes aside tonight, I'm not going to joke about the name. I mean, personally, I don't really care one way or the other, but this name isn't my favorite kind of thing. Concise name. So more to Electric Boogaloo. Here we go. A little bit of a review. Okay, there's some jokes in this review, but we're going to take this pretty seriously. I'm going to talk about this character as well. Just a friendly reminder to all the globalers of people coming, or of characters coming up. So yeah, 90 cost limited. I have to say, I really like a lot that this character ended up getting. We're using Wotv calc just for the info. Shout out to Bismarck, of course, being absolutely awesome and putting all this data up for us. So talking about the vision card is what I'm going to give just at the start of this review of being the highest value thing, I think, from this entire thing. This vision card is, once again, it says it's not limited, but it doesn't have a hard quest, so I'm assuming that it's limited. This might be a misprint, it might be a mistake, so if it turns out to be not limited later, I do apologize for this information, but from as much as I know, it is limited. This is the one thing that I really want on the JP side. Accuracy and decrease AP consumption is really nice for the unit, the wind unit you put this on. Doesn't even necessarily need to be a mage, although mage is going to really benefit from the stats here, but if there's something I've learned in the last few months on the JP side with the wind units, it's that limited vision cards and missing them really hurts you. And this vision card with the human killer and the earth resistance is going to be incredibly important for wind units down the line. Especially if there's a future wind mage that is not, well, just keep an eye on JP, but I feel like this vision card is going to be really important for Varush or Halloween Leela people. I recommend this card. It seems really nice. Seems really good. As for the equipment, the Pious Gloves, boy, does this feel overtuned. Boy, they really wanted this. I can't even scroll all the way down, but 45 for increased wind attack. If I'm reading that correctly, or either that or it's 30, but it's also increased magic attack of 15, so it's a pretty high boost in terms of its bonus from getting it to +5. And there's a couple things that I want to say. First of all, it's a little bit of a shame that the magic attack one is only 140. I feel like it's probably to balance how much this thing is giving to a wind unit, but this weapon is fantastic for more and not so great for anybody else. It's a fine piece of equipment, but it's absolutely for a specific character and no one else whatsoever. So there you go. And now just getting back to more the merrier, or more to looking at her TMR, Grant Shell reduces magical damage. If the target has one or more of the following effects, Shell increase critical evasion for 30 for 3 turns. Pretty cool. This TMR is pretty cool. Astoria has this kind of ability where basically if he has guts, he gets a certain amount of bonuses so long as it's around. And there are other ways to potentially put Shell on characters. So this TMR looks really good, especially if you're trying to get through critical evasion. Other than that, I don't know how much I too terribly like it. I think the ability is really cool. I think the stats on the piece of equipment are fine. I think that the benefit for having Shell is a little weird. Because magic criticals do happen, but I kind of would be more worried about physical criticals lately. especially with light evasion on the JP side, as like Violet, for example, really thrives on getting those. And this, you're getting the protection for magic, but not physical. I don't know. I kind of would wish it was the other way around and it was more a physical focused TMR. I get that it's in thematically around more, but it just, I don't know. It's for me on the JP side, it doesn't do too terribly much for me. Looking at her stats, I've heard about the 120 friend unit, her about having about 6,000 HP, about 1,200 magic, that's using Typhoon and everything like that. Looking at her stat resistances and everything, it's fine. I'm not too terribly crazy about her resistances. I think one of the really scary things is that she does not have good piercing resistance. And not good strike resistance, and very little slashing resistance. Slash will be a problem. Slash can get through this no problem and kill her really easy. Ice Fist is not really a thing yet at the time of this recording, but it could be. But Ice Spear is very much a thing, and Oberyn is definitely very powerful. I'm not saying that Oberyn would be a direct counter to a wind unit, but boy, spear units feel like they have a really distinct advantage, and I don't think sword units have enough of a disadvantage against this unit. This unit was built what feels like primarily for dealing with magic units, not physical units. So her being weak to this, you know, she is going to need a tank to protect her, because 6,000 HP, even without the dual vision card system on global right now, this feels pretty soft. Like, this character does feel like she is potentially squishy against physical units. Great against magical, not so great against physical. At least that's my interpretation, you know, without seeing too terribly many builds. But if the friend 120 build only has 6k HP, I'm not as excited, because if we're talking about brawlers on the JP side, higher than 8k is pretty much expected, and I don't know, it feels like it would require maybe a little too much work to get there, and she's just not going to survive against stronger physical units without getting, you know, obviously the status effects. Taking a look at her, Time Mage is basically what I thought it was going to be. Nothing too terribly over the moon about. It's just good utility. Rune Knight, this one I'm a little less excited about, just because we ended up with Eroga Blade, which, you know, is nice. And she has Drain, which gives her some healing, but she really doesn't have any range in this kit. She ended up missing Rune Knight's more damage-capable abilities, so a little sad to not see that there. Now, as for support, the two new ones, giving her higher chance to cause status effects, boy, is that really tempting, I think. I mean, you might want the spirit penetration as well as accuracy, since that's something that her character kind of excels at. The magic and agility, I think you definitely want to run. The status effect thing, I don't know, it depends on how capable she is of dealing status effects. Over to her counter, nice little way of reducing magic damage taken, and into her kit, boy, is it just a mile long. But, you know, lots of nice damage abilities that can inflict poison or paralysis. She has a little bit of ways of giving herself spirit penetration, and into her job level 25, having a way to generate AP automatically. That was valuable on Locke, and that will be valuable on her. One of the things of note of this new version of Moore, she does not start with a high amount of AP, and that could be potentially a little bit problematic. You definitely want AP for these kind of units, so I don't know, maybe you run Rune Knight for some of the buffs, maybe you don't, maybe you just run this, but it is something to be considered. But getting her to level 120 feels like mandatory at this point because of that ability alone. So yeah, chance to encounter to effect with sleep. Like, she is the status effect character. She's a magic upgraded version of Agrius, it feels like, just in, you know, magic instead of physical, as I said. The thing that I find interesting and a talking point is Life of Longevity. 200% chance to cause auto revive, gives her a magic boost, an accuracy boost, and a healing power boost. Honestly, other than her regen, I'm not seeing too terribly much in the way of her being able to restore health. Probably more of a bonus for other units, but I don't think it is going to be that impactful. The real thing here is just giving her like the accuracy boost and the magic boost will help pad her stats and make them a little better than what they are. Like I saw with like about 1100 with Typhoon, this will make it a little more just overall well-rounded in terms of damage. But here's the thing. 2 casts of auto revive doesn't impress me, because if the unit is that close that they hit you and killed you and they don't have any status effects on, well, you lose all your buffs, and chances are her AI is not going to cast re-raise again. Maybe if she's short on AP, she will, but if she's not short on AP, she will just continue attacking. If she doesn't get another ability in, she's immediately dead, kind of thing. So losing re-raise, it doesn't feel as good as the more recent JP unit. And I'm just going to bring this up because it is a talking point. You take Leela, for example, which is a newer character and 3 months out on the JP side. But if we're talking about ability synergy, this is worth talking about. Leela has guts on her. If she doesn't get guts canceled, which is a fair point in comparison to more, then basically what's going to happen with, either re-raise or guts could be canceled. Leela has the HP regeneration to push her back up to a large amount. Re-raised only give you about 20%, and that is not too terribly much, and you don't have any of your status effects or your enhancements anymore, which effectively make more weaker. So, preemptive of seeing somebody do a more HP or more brawler build or anything like that with TMRs or anything like that, I think more is a little bit fragile. And as to one of the things, I think that she is also, because I'm not even going to talk about her matchup against Celeste, because it depends if the status effects hit, and basically all of her attacks outside of her limit burst are absorbable by Celeste. So that's not really important here. I think her big matchup is going to be against Barris, who is a 100 cost unit. Because Barris is a unit that you will see. If there was a Warrior of Crystal right now that I would say is more important, just like Astoria, I would say that it's Barris, because Barris has sure hit capability. He's an ice element, which means he's a natural weakness to this character. Even if she is strong against other mages, Barris would be a problem, and Barris is someone that a character people will run because of evasion teams, since Barris can get rid of that. He's also partially a healer and whatnot. So yeah, this is the matchup that, Celeste, I think, is still going to be a problem, because she is a problem for every mage regardless, and people are like, Umbra, stop talking about Celeste. Celeste is not the most perfect character. No, she's there. You can kill her. It's just damn hard, kind of thing. I think that there are other matchups that are going to be more difficult for this character. Earth, sure, she'll win against Earth. That should be expected, kind of thing. Whether or not she is accurate enough to deal with light, that is something to let people build and see if she can get there before you invest in a limited time, non-100 cost character. Without any proof of concept, I'm a little shaky on this one. I do think that kind of if Moore's HP is around that and you can't push it up too much higher, I think she might just be too fragile to survive in the world. Ice, for instance, also just to bring up one other concern, it has a really good, physical vision card and gets an even better combination into the future. You have, not that card, sorry, the Laswell vision card, which gives a lot of human killer, but in the future, also there is the Chaos Odin card, which is a massive attack boost for the ice element as well as the water element. And that's very advantageous against this character who is primarily against the mages. Am I saying that Moore is bad? No, I think Moore is a pretty overtuned character right now for the global side. I think that you will get, especially right now, get some really good months out of her before FF6 hits and Celeste is potentially everywhere. And that will make winning with this character a little more, potentially to a lot more difficult. But really, I mean, that's the thing. Like, mages just have a hard time with that with the future that they are dealt with. I think that Moore is a really cool unit. I like her design in her kit to focus around status effects, because that just, you see like 1 or 2 status effects in a kit. You really don't often see this many status effects. It reminds me of the good old days of Agrius. So I unapologetically love Moore for that reason. I think she is a very powerful character with the vision card and the weapon combo. But do I think that she is the best investment right now? No. Warrior crystals are better than this and will be scarier than this. And honestly, it would just take some real status effect prevention to totally sink this character. And any re-raise cancel would also sink this character. And guess what? Right away here, I mean, for the next few months, at least until water gets really powered up, this character is strong, this character is dangerous, and this character has range with re-raise removal. To all my Setia fans who are definitely going to get this character and max her, happy hunting. Anyway, so that's all for this video. Thanks for watching, take care, and let me know. Did you get more? How much did she cost you? And I really hope you enjoy her, because I actually, you know, I think she's cool. I want her on the JP side just for fun stuff. And it would be nice if she comes over to JP and she's not a limited time character, because we need more of those in the wind element, that's for sure. Anyway, see ya.